All right, welcome aboard. Let's see who's here already. Um, okay, so today I'm going to be talking about some fine tuner problems that I'm having with the Floyd Rose Pro. The Floyd Pro. Let me see if I can get a picture of this thing. Get the right monitor up here. Floyd Rose Pro. Let's go to the Floyd Rose website. Okay. So here's Floyd Rose. This is the Floyd Rose Pro. If you look at it from the side, it's a little bit lower profile. It's set up a little bit differently than the normal Floyd Roses. And what it says here is the Floyd Rose Pro tremolo system made in Germany. So this one, it's saying it's made in Germany. We'll get to that in a second. So this is the 6-string version. So I'm going to go to the 7-string version here. So here's the Pro 7-string, and it doesn't say made in Germany. This one says it's a 1000 series Pro. As for the 7-string, I don't think they make a German version. Allegedly, this is a Korean version. You guys know how much I like Korean guitars, so I would assume it's just as good as anything else. But I've heard people not liking the Korean Floyd Roses before. It's not a special. The 1000 is still made out of steel and everything else, but um, there's a couple things. So let me get to this real quick. So in case you don't know, I'm a big oil slick nut, right? I love oil slick. And so I had to have oil slick. And see, it's for this guitar. Get this up here. My ESP. Um, this guy right here. And you see the route right here. It came with an original Floyd Rose, the one everybody loves, but I had to route it out by hand when I first got this guitar because the Floyd Rose Pro takes a little bit of a different route, and that was scary, but I did it, and because be a Mexican, I need oil slick, as much oil slick as I can get my hands on, and so here's the oil slick tremolo here. So it's a 7-string Pro. So they're a little bit different. The fine tuners are actually on the top, or the locks are actually on the top instead of behind, and that makes for a little bit of trouble. And I'll show you what that is in a second. But one of the real crazy things is the Pro costs more than as far as I can tell, it costs more than the regular, than the one everybody wants, the original Floyd Rose. Like let's see what the original costs right now. So I remember I was tripping out because it was more expensive for the one that's supposedly inferior. And so here's an original, a special. Yeah, see, the original is like $50 less. No, the original is like $80 less. So yeah, I don't know. But everybody's going like, oh, it's an inferior system. And yeah, look, the 1000. Oh no, so that's a Pro. Okay. So the special, it's like $100. I have a couple specials. They actually work pretty good. There's a little bit of a problem with the some of the saddles. I've broken saddles before, and made the mistake of ordering saddles from Stu Mack, and they don't really tell you that they're not the same size as the Floyd Rose ones, which is pretty lame. But they are the authority or whatever. Anyhow, so before I do anything else, because I'm going to probably screw something up here, I'm going to buy some fine tuners because I'm probably going to break these. So let's go look on their site uh, for their fine tuners. Okay, so extras, parts. What do you call the fine tuner screws? So that's not going to work. Take it out of here. So parts. don't need the saddle set. All right, parts. Come on. I've seen this before. There's a search. Screw. Let's see. Big lock screw. It's a little stop screw. No, I just saw this on here. Right here. Brass fine tuning screws. So here we go. So hopefully these fit the Pro. I'm gonna get a 7-string set because I might end up wrecking this, but I don't know. Is this one? Are these different than the Pros? Let's see. Fits Floyd Rose original 1000 series and specials. Okay, so it looks like it fits all three. So I'm gonna buy these if they have. Go to cart and let's see. Let me put the GoPro back on. I'm just gonna see. No, I don't want that. Swap proceed to checkout. Ooh, let's see if I can do Amazon Pay. Nice. Keeley Street. Yep, that's me. Jimmy to shipping. Sorry, guys. I don't really want to share my credit card information right here, but no matter what, I'm going to pay a whole pile for this. So shipping sucks lately, I tell you. So it's going to cost me $30. Complete order. Okay, so we got that going. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm gonna show you what this problem is here, and it might be kind of hard to see, and I might have to try and draw something. But what's happening is, as you turn the fine tuner screw, the pitch is going up, then drops back down, then goes up, then drops back down, and it's really bouncy and unstable. And I think what the issue is. You go back to Floyd Rose. Floyd Rose lock screw. Let's go to right monitor. So if we look at the locking screw for these things, it's a round. It's just a round screw, okay? And this screw would sit on the top of it and just roll around on it, no problem. But on the Pro, let me see, I got to pull one of these out of the. I had to pull a lock nut out. Hold on, give me a second here. Pull this out. Okay, on here. Oh, sorry. Let me get to. Oops. So on this, instead of a round screw, this is a square. All right. So when this cam sits on there, it runs fine, then it falls off, and then it comes back up again. And that is making some serious problems. So what I'm thinking of doing, I don't know if this is a really bad idea. I'm really not sure why it's shaped like this, but whatever the reason, it really screws it up. I was thinking maybe I could file it to sit in there better. There's also a groove on the where it sits, and I'm wondering if is that the part that's making the trouble, or is it the fact that this thing is cam shaped that's making the trouble? And so when I look at the Look at these Stu Mac ones. They are round. Sorry, let me go back to. I'd like to get a different picture of these. Let me see if I can find some other pictures. Here's Sweetwater. If I could see these from multiple angles. Here we go. Okay, so see, this one is rounded. It's not got that weird cam shape to it. Or actually, no, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let me get back to the fine tuners. Floyd Rose fine tuner screws. Let's see what these actually look like. So there's the official Floyd Rose one. Let's look at the Stu Mac ones. These are awfully short, and I have a feeling this is gonna be too short for my guitar. This is really short. Let me take a look at a Floyd Rose original because I don't think they're really that short. Okay, well, they definitely okay. So this one I just ordered may not end up actually working for what I just ordered, even though it said for a 1000. This is substantially longer than the one here, but what I really want to see on these things is whether or not they have that cam. So I really want to see the end of this thing, not the thumb screw end. Here we go. Okay, there's no cam. These are smooth on the end. So I have two things I could file out here. One is the landing where it hits, and I hate to file off oil slick because you know how much I love oil slick. But if that's going to fix this problem, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let me grab a file. Oh man, I really don't want to file this oil slick, but I really think this might be the problem. So just I can push it into the tremolo so you can see what the problem actually is. So put it in here. So the spring pushes on this. This is what actually does the fine tuning, right? So let me I'm gonna put this in with the screw. Go. And I should be wearing my thicker glasses here. Yeah. Okay, so this is in place. Man, I don't want to. Nobody's ever going to see this oil slick right here that I'm talking about grinding off. I don't know what I'm worried about, but actually I'm gonna shove this on a different. Put this on the next one over. Might be time for new strings. That's weird that it says that it fits it, but maybe who knows. Minor. That's not really a big deal right now. Okay. So this one's still got a screw in it, and I wonder if I hooked the tuner up to here, you'd really be able to see this. But turn on this light. I'm not sure. Really hard to see. Let me see if I can get a angle. So it's really hard to see here. But if you can see, it's like it's missing. It's like falling off the side of it for one thing. And so when the square part of the cam hits, it drops in pitch, and then when the round part hits, it raises in pitch. Then when it gets to the next part, bam, drops back down in pitch again. So that's a problem. So part of this seems like maybe it's not lined up. And I'm, I got to tell you, for more than the cost of the original, you would think this thing worked way better. And I actually had, it felt like the guitar was offset to the side, like the strings kept falling off the high E side, which I'm not thrilled about. But this really does look like this is misaligned for one thing. So maybe if it was perfectly in the center, this wouldn't happen. I'm not sure. So first thing I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen the saddle and see if I can't line this up a little bit better. And the answer to that seems to be no. I could really use some better light. Let's see if this light helps. Turn off this one. My eyes are really going, man. Sucks. Yeah, it's just really misaligned. I wonder if that's the real problem here. And that might be why I'm my strings seem to be falling off the fretboard, but boy, no matter where I move the saddle, it's pretty bad. Yeah. Okay, so what could be, how could I align that better? I don't think that moving it along this block is going to help in any way, shape, or form. I think this thing is, they just machined this badly. Oh, I'm absolutely not thrilled about this. I'll put it in another slot. I'm gonna have take a look at it if that's the same problem over there. So here's the next one. Yeah, that's still off. Okay, maybe these things are special and each one is goes to its own spot. No, it's still off pretty bad. All right, so is it that this thing is bent and it wasn't machined straight, or is it misaligned where they put the screw hole versus this other thing? Either way, I can't just pull the base plate to fix that. So tell you what, this is this one stamped? So these things are stamped a certain way normally, but let me pull string number 6. This would be the low E string. Okay, so I don't want to mix these up because they might be different heights. I'm not sure what the deal is on the 7. I can't remember. I think we did actual video on this once, so I'm sure I can dig it up. But there might be some kind of register marks on the bottom of this thing, so I'm going to take a look. And I might be able to bend this. Okay, so this one, bottom, well, these look pretty much the same. Are these the same height? These might be the same height, too. Well, now I don't even remember which one's which already. Well, that's not good. Okay, so this, I'm going to call this is the 7th string. This is the 6th string. So I'm going to put the 6th string in that same spot, and let's see where that ends up. If it ends up just as offset. Yeah. Seems to be. I'm gonna lock it down just to be 1,000% sure. Yeah, no matter what I do, I can get it all the way to the center, but mostly it's offset to one side. So this is showing the same thing. So I suppose that I could probably shove these. I could shove all the saddles over, and that would be pretty much centered. So I'm gonna hold this over as hard as I can and see if that cam action actually happens still. Yep, I just heard it clunk. 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 Yeah. So this makes it really hard to get it in tune. So is the problem that there's this line right here? There's like this crease. Now, if this were round like a regular Floyd Rose screw, um, even if it was on this flat thing, you wouldn't have this problem. It's just that this is exactly the right size to give you grief on this. So it's not going to hurt anything because nobody will ever see it if I file this down. I just hate to file oil slick because oil slick is the most precious resource in the universe. But let's just see real quick. And if I were to file a little cam into it, I bet you it would work fine after that. Hey, Poo Ninja. Well, the groove's pretty deep. The other choice I have is to try and file this this nut, the screw. And I don't really know that I'm going to be able to get it to that good of a point. What do we got here? So my teachers are starting to show up. Yeah, shoving it to the center is not helping. I could file this screw. I really need some power tools, you know. I could really make this worse, but let me see what I can do with this. And if you've ever pulled the fine tuners out of Floyd Rose, you know that's not any fun at all. So I'm gonna see what that's gonna be when I try and put this back on here. But I really have to get this perfectly centered, or else it's gonna make trouble. You know, that sucks. It is grinding down pretty easy. But I might have just made 4 problems instead of 1 problem now. So I really got to grind this down evenly, but let me see if I can actually put this back in. So if you've ever done this, you can actually pull this out. They make it hard so that it won't fall out, you know. But once you unscrew it, yeah, see it's going back in now. Or maybe I spoke too soon. We'll see. Ugh. Oh, there it goes. And, you know, people are saying, oh, it's cheap. It's cheap. You know, the specials I've never had trouble with either. And everybody talks about how cheap and crappy the specials are. That's not the problem. And this isn't cheap. Again, this is the most expensive tremolo they make. I guess they got the hot rod version too, which is even more. But this is a lot of money. It's not their cheapest tremolo. So don't tell me that the problem is because it's cheap. It's not. And besides, you know, how many times have we talked about on this show that you get what you pay for is one of the dumbest things you can ever say. Ooh, man, I guess, please get a plasma cutter, and then I'm going to move in next to you. Okay, so, yeah, just like I thought, I just made the problem worse. So this thing really just needs to be smooth, is really what it is. And this system sucks, man. I got to tell you, this is nowhere near as good as the way the original works or the cams work. So screwing this screw down, what I really need to do is to very accurately grind this thing down exactly perfectly. Because now, I don't know if you can see, but it's making these steps. Like, this is horrible. This is never going to be able to tune. Yeah, I'd love to have a lathe. So my next choice here is to really just kind of try and needle this thing together. And it's not going to be anywhere near right. But it could be better than it is. The other thing is if I grind these the fine arms, the saddles themselves down a little bit until they're it's rounder, that might work. I have my doubts about that. I'm surprised. Like I was finding precious little information about this online. I would have thought that you know, with the amount of time people talk all this crap about this or that, somebody would have already had this issue and would, you know, talking all about it all over the place. But I didn't see anything. And I mean, I don't want to lose any threads either. That's the worst part of this. But really, you got to round this sucker off, and that would be, yeah, lathe would do it, man. Ooh. Okay, let's see how this feels now. Surprise is going in after I grind that stuff down, but I guess I'm grinding a cone into it, so. You know, now that I understand the problem, it's a little bit cooler. That is better, but it's not at all confidence inspiring. Like it does nothing, then all of a sudden it jumps. Yeah, replacement parts are easier than remachining the parts by hand. It's just that nobody's making it as far as I know. I'm looking at the other ones, the ones I just ordered. I think they might be too short. So it seems like let me pull one out here. I think I got a special down here. See if they said. I think they said it was compatible with the special. Let me go to Floyd Rose. Floyd Rose. Brass fine tuning fuse. So let me go to this. Go to the page. So this one, it says fits Floyd Rose original 1000 series and specials, and but I don't think it fits the Pro. So I may have I probably bought the wrong thing, and I'm going to be sorry for it because I think this is going to be shorter. So I'm going to pull up a this is a special right here, and I think I've replaced the saddles on this with steel saddles. I can't remember. So, you know, that's the part I really worry about is the saddles because I have cracked them before. And the fine tuner is substantially shorter, and it does have a cam on it. So, which doesn't hurt because in this case, look, it's almost straight, so it's not actually going to make trouble because you're not hitting it with the side of the cam. But in fact, I think I'm going to put this special on my Carvin. So this does feel better. It's not ideal. Let me see if I can't grind it a little bit better. Just want to grind the corners out of it. But yeah, if I had some power tools, I think I could make this okay. We need to open a shop where we just strip, trims, and respell special parts replacements at a reasonable markup for overhead. Yeah, you could do that. I would like to just build some better stuff, honestly. I'm a little bit miffed at Floyd Rose. I don't understand why this is the most expensive one. It's the crappiest working. Except for cracking the saddles, which I admit is a very big problem. I don't really have a trouble with the specials. They work great. You know, I don't usually like gear snobs. You guys know that, but seems like what they call the original Floyd Rose, which is not the original Floyd Rose, and the 1000s are great. It's just this Pro, this really expensive one that doesn't work all that good. Okay, let me try this now. Uh-oh, who's talking crap about me? Okay, that is substantially better. All right. I can feel the knocks, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. Wow. Okay. So let me try the other one. Yeah, man. See, this feels smoother until you hit that cam chunk. Then you're like, oh, this sucks. Wait, is the Jackson branded special actually a special? Oh shoot. What is this? Oh, this is a push-in? Wait. Why do I have another push-in? How many push-ins do I got? Did I order a second push-in? I think I did. What's wrong with me? All right. So that means if I want to put it on the if I want to put it on the carbon, I already got a push-in one. I love the push-in bars. They don't make an oil slick push-in, so I ordered the antique, and I modified my screw-in oil slick, which is actually shorter, but seems to be working okay. It's not great. You can feel again cam action on here, which I don't like, but okay. So okay. Yeah, I really don't have trouble with the specials. Just those times I crack the saddles, which yeah is bad, but um, I don't. It doesn't usually happen. Sorry, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right, so I'm gonna yank the rest of these, and there's I don't know if there's really a nice way to do it, so just I'm covering it as well as I can, which I guess doesn't matter because I ordered those new ones, but because they're the wrong size anyway, maybe that does matter. I don't know. In fact, I don't even know why I'm using the pliers. If I dent them up, it'd be okay. I think they'd look like they're gonna be brass underneath, which would be kind of nice. I might just grind off the top and make them brass. That'd look kind of cooler on the oil slick, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah. What am I doing? I'm just making it hard on myself. So I'm gonna try this one, and if I really don't make a substantial improvement, I'm just gonna leave them the way they are. It sucks though. I mean, it's really hard to tune this thing. Let me just check on the teachers real quick. Um, Sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna get rid of these big ones for the most part. I almost want to use I have this like arched crappy fret crowning file. It barely works for crap, but it might work really good for this. Oh yeah. All right. See you later. Nice to stop by. Thank you. I do have some sandpaper I could use instead. Okay. So I have this allegedly diamond crowning file. I think it came with like tone bone or no, not tone bone. Here's that neck check one. It's actually I like their products a lot. This thing didn't end up working that good, but might work great for this. Let's see, because it is grooved. Oh yeah, okay. This might be the cure right here. So just trying to, if I can just make it a little bit less abrupt, it's still gonna be better. Shoot, it's grinding the bottom. I don't want to grind the bottom down. I just want to grind the sides. I want to grind it into a point. Okay. Yeah, maybe not. If this is a little bit quieter, this would probably work a little bit better. Let me see, I just gotta use these files. It's not like I gotta grind much off. I'm really thinking maybe I should use sandpaper. I do have a diamond fret leveler, but it would probably hurt it more than I'd want for this. Okay, so this is the chunk that's making all the trouble. If I could make everything that size, it'd be set. Don't know that that's possible. The real bummer is when I do this, I'm losing thread, so I'm losing some of the adjustability of this thing. It's not. This isn't ideal. I really don't know what to do about this. So when I get the shorter ones that are coming in the mail, I mean they might still work. They just won't work. They're not gonna be as long. Okay, let's see how this feels. Yeah, it's still hitting this cam. Yeah, that sucks. So if I shove this thing over as far as it goes, it's not much help at all, actually. And if it's over on the side, it's really bad. This is just a crappy design. I almost like if I could add some material to it, it would almost work better. But because you change the angle a little bit, but it's not going to be great no matter what. I really don't like this tremolo, man. Like honestly, I almost just want to throw away give up on it, even though it's oil slick and I need all the oil slick I can get in my life. I don't even know if I want to bother grinding the rest of these down. This sucks. Wow, Floyd Rose, I tell you, I think you got a dud here. I think you should have done this a different way. I'm surprised I'm not reading more about this though. Like I would assume that all these aficionados and gear snobs and stuff would have said something about this. I didn't read anything about this. And this is pretty bad. It's not a small issue. I made this as cone shaped as I can, but it's not going to be perfect. Let's see how it feels. Ooh. Okay, actually that feels a lot better. Now you can see it. I don't know if you can see this thing, but it's bouncing all around. Bouncing all over the place. But it's definitely working better. So I'm gonna lock this thing down and see what happens when it can't really bounce around. So hold on. Let me give me a second here. Okay, this is locked down. You can really feel it. Like you just don't trust that it's gonna stay in tune. And it's really hard to fine tune because it's bouncing up and down. This is such a bad design. How you guys, for real, Floyd Rose, man, why? In fact, would this be better if I just cut the whole bottom off? I'm gonna lose some adjustability, but that might be the trick. Jeez, it's a lot though. I'm gonna do that with one of these. I'll do this with the low A string, or the higher A string. Sorry, because the part that sticks out you're not going to use anyway. So let's see what I mean. That's really just there so that it doesn't fall out of the guitar. So let's give it a try. Just gonna scrub that right off the bottom. Yeah, I don't know how much you guys like watching paint dry like this, but for me, I would have killed for this info, I'll tell you that. So I'm gonna grind this one all the way down and see what happens. So it's gonna be hitting on the threads, which could be a problem, but it's actually something I can do to mitigate that too. I mean, we'll see. I could make this slightly conical, and I bet you would be better. Because it might make trouble when it hits the threads. That's the other thing. And I got to get this pretty flat, or else it's gonna. Well, it's not gonna be any worse than it was. That's for damn sure. But that's a long way in where that thing is. So let me try it out. This guy. And I hope I'm not hurting the tremolo when I pull these out. Like, these are brass, so hopefully that it hurts the fine tuners, not the tremolo itself. God, that's so bad. Why would you guys do it that way? Honestly. Oh, I'm hurting my fingers here. Let me pull this one out. Looks like we got some more band drama. All right, this is actually working kind of better. It's still snagging and grabbing it. God, it's terrible, actually. Ouch, ouch. Mm. Do we need another band to replace Iron Lotus? Lenore is just getting some messages right now, and she's really confused. Yeah, band drama. It's always band drama, right? See, and I end up in the middle of all this. Band drama, band drama, band drama. I don't want to know. Okay. This is still pretty nasty, but it's better. I'm going to keep going until it's pretty much flat. I'm going to bias it a little bit towards getting rid of the cam itself. It's a little flatter. Still a lot of cam on this, but let's see. It's always something, right? I just don't want to hurt these threads. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this, but right there, it just jumps. Jump. It's terrible. Terrible, Floyd Rose. What are you doing? Killing me. You know, you guys do a lot of really excellent work, but this is just yak, man. If I could turn this conical perfectly, this would be nice, but I think I just got to keep flattening this thing out. Let's see, and not hopefully not lose too much adjustment range. Kind of get a lot, you know, so it's probably okay. Let's see, that's old. Would there be, I mean, aside from a lathe, would there be something, some kind of tool that would curl this? I could cone this off better with cone, right? But what is a cone? What kind of? I guess I could make a cone out of sandpaper and try and stick it in there, right? Would that maybe work? Need some better sandpaper. Let me see. I do have some someplace. Where did I just put it? Okay, that's a lot better. You know, these are all improvements, but it's not ideal. So, oh, here's some sandpaper right here. Okay, so I got an idea here. I was going to see if this works or not. So let me pull out another screw. This is number 4, so we're cooking along here. So I'm thinking that somehow I can make some sandpaper kind of conical and then just spin this in it maybe. Unless you guys can think of some other dye of some sort that I could use. Here's some sandpaper. So if I make a cone out of it, well, I need a really small piece. Okay, let's cut some out here. I'm just guessing. I have no idea what size I actually need, but see, something like that. So I'm gonna have to make this really small. And I don't know if I can really make a cone out of it when it's this small. And won't that actually just wreck all the other threads too? Shoot, that might be a good idea. So maybe I can just put it in here and spin it maybe. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Shoot, because that would have been cool. Yeah, if I could make a cone, I could probably make this work okay. But like this, I'm just gonna end up wrecking the threads and probably not touching the actual problem. So let me go back to the one where I was grinding it all the way down. Let's see if I can't clean that up a little bit more. It's getting shorter. Not by much. Okay. I do have a leveling block, but I'm afraid I would just grind a hole into it if I do this. Because I think this is brass, so it's probably not that big of a deal, but maybe it's zinc. Let's see how this feels now. Yeah, so you can still see it bounce down. Let's see, watch this. Down, down, up. Down, up. Down, up. It's terrible. Terrible. Man, sandpaper works a lot better at getting it smooth. Maybe that's how to do this. I almost want to use my diamond leveler now because this is... And I never used that thing for fret leveling, honestly. It didn't really work that well. It's another one of these StuMac things that sounds good in theory, but pretty awful in practice. But I don't know where it is, so I guess that doesn't matter. Okay. Another chunk of sandpaper. It's nice. Round it a little bit. Yeah, let's see how that works. Okay, there's still some pretty serious cam action going. Oh, there's a skip right there. Toward the bottom, it's really bad. But it's really bad right there. Okay, I gotta see what that is. It may be that I still need to make it flatter and just get right past that, completely get past that cam part, but I'm not exactly sure. Let me get so nasty. Floyd Rose, man. Come on. Oh, that's terrible. So if I if I could round this out better. Let's try. That way I can actually feel it. You know, there's a guy at the end of the complex here who actually has some tools. Maybe I should ask him. And when you're on one of these triangles, it is really dicey. Like, you don't trust that this thing's going to stay put. I think the best feeling one so far is the one that I did the complete flattening on. Let's see, where is it? Well, it is now substantially shorter, but still think it's better. All right, I'm going to split. You guys know what's up with this, so I'm going to see if I can't find a one of my neighbors who might be able to, maybe has a tool or an idea